Welcome to Life Heal, the future of holistic practice. So this podcast series is for holistic and complementary therapists and health coaches who are ready to evolve with the changing world of health and well-being. It is for you if you are out there trying to live your dream job and your dream purpose and are feeling that a bit disillusioned and a bit lost, and feeling that perhaps whatever you've trained in and the stuff that you're doing out there is a little bit out of date, or that you are not quite hitting the mark and it's not the idyllic life that you hoped it would be. Perhaps you feel that you're not reaching people, you don't know how to reach people. Perhaps you've got your own treatment room and you're sitting there day after day and there's no clients coming in. This podcast is for you if that is the case. So I'm Sam, Integrative Health Coach, therapist and co-founder of Life Heal, and this series explores how integrative health, lifestyle medicine, social prescribing, digital health and multi-modality therapies are redefining what it means for holistic care and complementary therapies. Each episode is going to blend grounded insight, real-world strategies which can help you align with your own purpose and really find your position in modern healthcare and how you fit with this new healthcare that's coming in. And we're looking forward to spending time with you. If you're ready to dive in and explore the future of holistic practice, then hopefully we can keep you inspired, informed and aligned as the landscape of health continues to evolve. Hello and welcome back to our podcast. Thank you so much for everybody that is here. It's incredible, as I say, every episode, and keep the messages coming, really enjoying them. In the last episode, we explored the art of savouring, slowing down, noticing and allowing ourselves to fully experience moments as they're already happening. So a few of you have messaged saying that you've learned gratitude from us or from other people, and that this layer, this elevated layer, is really strengthening that practice for you, and that you're seeing profound changes in your own lives as well, your family, and that your whole, we had one person messaging saying that anxiety is just like non-existent. So quite the episode. If you've not listened to it, feel free to go back. And it is the last episode, so episode 19. And if you have and you're enjoying it, if you've got any comments, feel free to share. I love hearing from you all. So today we are taking that same awareness and bringing it inside of the body. And this is because insight alone doesn't create change. And the body has to feel safe, supported and able to move what it's been holding. In this episode, I'm going to be exploring the lymphatic system, which is super exciting. And this is the part of the body that's often overlooked. You may have done anatomy and physiology years ago. You may have done it recently. You may not yet be a therapist, but are thinking of jumping into our world. And if so, you will need to do anatomy and physiology. You will probably find that the usual systems of the body are probably more focused on. So your skeleton, your muscles, your digestion, your blood system, so that's your circulatory system with your heart. All of these systems are usually the sort of, more paramount than the lymphatic system. So I did my, second year uni equivalent, if you like, I did my HND in massage, and I had to do lots of essays for that, and I had to do a 5,000 word essay on the lymphatic system, and I thought, what the heck am I going to write about? And I honestly, I swear, I don't actually know how I managed to stop. I could have gone on and on and on and on, but you're not allowed, which is a good thing. I was absolutely fascinated by it. And something probably started to awaken in me at that point, actually. I was like, oh, wow, this is not just, my immune system's not just, it's clever, it's an intelligent system. It's almost like a system it's just got a whole mind of its own. And I started to really have a renewed respect for it. After that, we trained in these sort of advanced SBA treatments, and lymphatic movements, and the lymph was mentioned a lot. Even though we weren't trained in manual lymphatic drainage, every single facial, they used lymphatic techniques, pressure point techniques, acupressure techniques. Every system they talked about your inguinals and the popliteal on the back of the knee, and like having to drain into those areas with feather touches and stuff. And yeah, we did it, and it was great. And then I trained in wellness for cancer, and it was spoken about again. So I am super excited to discuss this overlooked system today, because not only everything I've just said to you, it does play a huge role in your energy, immunity, emotional and spiritual health, and most importantly, the nervous system regulation. So I'm going to explain a little bit why later in this episode, and also how you can really start focusing on this underdog system, if you like, and how it can really be the missing piece in your current practice, and how to sort of delve into this new era of healthcare. It is very much at the moment, it is very much the thing, and there's a reason for that, which I'll explain in a minute. And it's very much of the moment, everybody talking about it. If you just trained in this therapy and just put yourself out out there as a lymphatic drainage massage therapist or therapist, and you put up a menu as such with just these treatments, you would pretty much clean up the market, because it's the thing, everybody talks about it, people are asking for it. And the reason, which I'm going to share as promised, is that the awareness of it has been brought into Hollywood, and this is what you normally find, the same as natural facelift, I suppose. But the awareness of it has been brought into Hollywood by the means of Brazilian manual lymphatic drainage. So manual lymphatic drainage is slow, it's precise, it is very, very profound and very effective. And Brazilian is, by contrast, is fast and passionate. Like if you think about the Brazilian people, it's fast, and it's they use wood and all sorts of things, but just as effective, but completely different treatment. So this Brazilian lady, I can't remember her name, but she's on Instagram, so feel free to look her up. But she brought it into Hollywood, and was charging crazy amounts of money, and this lady gets taken to people's weddings. I think she was taken to, I can't remember the girl's name, I don't really watch much of the news, but Brooklyn Beckham's wife, she was brought in 3 or 4 days before the wedding, and she was repeatedly doing these movements on her to try and get her into the wedding, make sure she was in the wedding dress and she was feeling as good as she could possibly feel. So this lady has brought this in, and it is now sweeping the country as a sculpting treatment. It's quite the sculpting treatment, by the way. And it is not only really good for you, but it is very effective, and aesthetically it is certainly doing things. So we're going to have a look at why the lymphatic system matters, how stress and overwhelm can create the stagnation, and why gentle integrative therapies like MLD, manual lymphatic drainage, can be such a powerful bridge between the physical healing and emotional clarity. So let's dive in. For those of you that may have trained years ago, I'm sure you will have heard, if not been taught, some lymphatic movements. If you haven't, or you've forgotten, then I suppose my message today is that give it a little bit of thought. This modality, putting aside the Hollywood celebrity status it's got, this modality is the bridge between all the therapies you do, the massage, the reflexology, the Reiki, all of that is the bridge between that and this new era of healthcare, era 3, if you like. And the reason is because it's super effective. The NHS do know about it. They do have lymphatic drainage. Some nurses are taught it. Harley Street at the moment, they are asking for, so people are going for private surgeries for lots of different reasons, so plastic surgeries and stuff, they are looking for manual lymphatic drainage therapists to go and work alongside them because they aren't trained in these techniques. Oncology, menopause, anything where there's fluid retained in the body. Fibromyalgia is another one, endometriosis for the belly, PCOS, all of these things are, MLD is easy for us to do, way easier than a massage or reflexology, and super, super effective. Lots of scientific papers out there, so you can go and look at the studies. For those of you that haven't done degrees yet, just simply go and go into Google and go Google Scholar. There's a whole bank of scientific studies which prove the efficacy, so whether something works or doesn't. And scientists have proven, for instance, there's lots of papers on Reiki, there's lots of papers on life coaching, on fascia, but there are lots of papers on the lymphatic system and how it works and the efficacy of these treatments. So tool yourself up, go and have a look. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Google Scholar is amazing. You don't have to be part of a uni to get access to all these papers. And you'll find quite a lot of studies have been done, and they maybe say randomized controlled trial of maybe 1,200 cancer patients, and they've done MLD, and then they'll give you the stats at the end of it. And these things are really interesting. There's loads and loads of books on this. But today what I wanted to do is to just, hopefully by the end of it, you will be inspired to even just consider bringing it into your practice, if not your own personal practice, and something that you do just to look after your own energy system, because we're all out there working really, really hard. We can take on other people's emotions. It's a taxing job, even if you're a coach and you're just dealing with the mind. It's still a lot, and we need to be as energetically and emotionally and physically as strong as we possibly can be. So I'm going to just delve into a little bit of anatomy and physiology. I will try not to bore you, but there's a reason I want to explain a little bit about it, because it is a pervasive treatment, a pervasive system. And by that I mean it covers all the energy bodies. It's a spiritual system, it's an emotional, it's physical, it does your immune system, it is also psychological. So I want to explain a little bit about the system. So let's go back a little bit first to the system that houses that your heart is in control of, the circulatory system. So imagine your heart and lots of tubes coming off it. Your heart's the pump, and it pumps blood all the way through the tubes, your veins and capillaries. Okay, it's a very clever system. The heart has pushes lovely fresh oxygen by way of red blood cells through the system, and then it also takes out rubbish that's in the cells. So if you can imagine you're a little cell and you're just sitting there and you're waiting for a train to come along, and that train comes past on the platform, comes past you, and it stops and it delivers fresh oxygen, which you allow in to your cell, and then you say thank you very much, and you put the garbage out and you just pop it on the side of the train, and the train gets taken away. Okay, and it's pumped to the next station and the next cell and the next cell by means of the heart. So this is a pressurized system. Amazing. So our lymphatic system sits alongside the circulatory system, and it joins it at the top, just below your clavicle, and this is where the blood cells and all the crap are taken into the lymphatic system, and the lymphatic system cleans itself out into the blood system. But the difference between the two systems, even though they look kind of similar, because they've got veins and everything, and there are fluids in them, is our lymphatic system does not have a pump. It's got nothing to move the fluid around it. So how does the stuff move? We move. The human body moves. That's what happens. And if you can imagine, years ago, we used to run everywhere. We would be very active. We would walk everywhere, even horse riding. If we galloped everywhere on horses, you're still moving your body. Whereas nowadays, we're very sedentary. We sit and do not much. We're doing a lot with our mind, or maybe a lot at our keyboard. And I'm maybe doing this. This is now the second time I've done this particular episode because the last one didn't work. So I'm now on an hour and a half relay and I've not really moved much. So the only way to move lymphatic fluid around your lymph system is either manually by hand or by movement. There's no pump, as I said. So if you can imagine, let's do a little analogy. If you imagine you've got a sink in your house and I keep putting fluid or water into that sink, dirty water into that sink all the time. And the pipes that come out of it are all over the house. And I'm putting this water in and it's filling up through the pipes for years and years and years and years. But I've not quite pulled the other plug yet. So it's starting to overflow. And when that system overflows, it's overflowing out into the rest of my house. And now my house is starting to swell up with water. It's the same with your system. If you see clients with swollen ankles, with swollen faces, some people call it moon face, swollen bellies for those ladies that are going through menopause or post-pregnancy, or if you're hormonal, time of the month, people that drink a lot of alcohol, you will notice that they are quite swollen. And it's because the lymphatic system is congested, it's stagnant. And you are just pouring more and more and more stuff into that system and nobody's pulling the plug. So if I now let's go back to my sink analogy, if I now go back and I pull the plug on that sink, it's going to move stuff around quickly. It's going to start draining everything away. And that's what should happen. So if you imagine you've got a bowl of water and in the bottom there's lots of mud. So the person that I spoke to someone recently I'm stealing this analogy because it's really good. Thank you, Esther, if you're listening. So it was a bowl of water, clear water on the top, and on the bottom there's mud. And we come along and we shake that up. When we shake it up, the whole thing gets filled with mud, doesn't it? It's no longer clear. So the reason I'm saying that is you can appear healthy. I have detoxed for years and years, and I'm very healthy. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I walk about 10 hours a week, don't take medicine. I'm probably about the healthiest I've ever been. Yet when I went to the training recently for manual lymphatic drainage, I was sick for about 3 days. In a good way, I wasn't debilitated, but I was unwell and I felt detoxy, and I could feel the toxins in my system. I did lose 6 pounds, which stayed off, which was incredible, but I paid the price for that because it did make me quite ill for quite a few days. Everybody I was on the course with had different responses to it. Some were fine, some weren't. I obviously am going through the menopause, so I'm a little bit more sensitive. I've got a lot of hormones. My whole system is struggling. I'm not sleeping as well as I possibly maybe would when I was younger, or as I'm hoping to do in the future. And that's probably why I didn't feel as good as I probably would have normally. So by moving the lymph around manually, when I say manually, I mean with your hands, you are moving it into the lymph nodes. So let's imagine our whole system with our sink and our plumbing. It junctures in that plumbing system. There's washing machines that change, or little water plants that change the water from dirty to clear. A bit like our septic tanks, if you like. It changes the water to clear. And what we do is we're moving the lymph up the body into each of the lymph nodes. So let's say you've got a swollen ankles, you're moving the lymph into the back of the knee, up to the groin, into the stomach, up into the neck, underarms, down from the neck, down past the watershed, under the clavicle, into that area there. Then it's getting picked up by the circulatory system. So we can do this with our hands. Now, if you have clients who are holding on to emotions that is probably stuck in the lymphatic system, who are struggling with brain fog, there's lymph in the brain. Now, it is a slightly different system. It's called the lymphatic system, but it's the same process. So at night, the lymphatic system actually drains down. And if you wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning, 2 to 3 and 4 in the morning, and you can't get back to sleep and you feel like your mind's racing, It's your system trying to drain down, and there's nowhere for it to drain in because the rest of the sinks are full. So back to your client. If your client presents to you with swollen ankles or swollen belly, if you press on your own skin or their skin and it leaves a white mark where they press, then they're holding fluid. And this treatment will reduce that dramatically. So yes, we will sculpt. Yes, it'll look amazing and they'll lose weight and they'll be able to get into wedding dresses. But that's obviously, we're not technically doing it for that. We're doing it for health reasons and for detox reasons. So for those of you that have got clients that are detoxing, or you're carrying them and supporting them through a detox program, then this treatment is paramount. I mean, it's don't bother doing anything without this. It's so important. Even if you just teach them, if you're coaching online doing detoxing, then just you can do that. You can show them how to do it, or suggest they go somewhere. Super powerful treatment, and it does, as I say, it is pervasive. It does cross all the systems. If you think about your immune systems in there, the lymph is moving your immune memory there. So if you've ever had chicken pox, those cells are in there going, right, if I ever get attacked by chicken pox again, I'm up. If you get attacked by a virus, the white blood cells are trying to get to that virus. But if your system is stagnant, they can't get through. And this is why people are, struggling with sickness and stuff, because we aren't moving our lymphatic system at all. And we don't really know about it. So just to give you a little bit of background. So Eric and I write our own courses. I've taught therapies for a long time now, and then we have recently switched from the Guild of Holistic Therapists to Gateway. And the reason I've done that is we feel that Gateway is more aligned with Life Heal, the students, the other tutors. It's more supporting this new era 3 of healthcare. So as part of me being a tutor, which I'm now going to be for them and with them and selling, I suppose, their courses, is that I have to go and train in 35 of their courses. So I've been doing a lot of training recently. Some of the stuff I've already done before, but you can never know everything. And I've learned loads and loads. And some of the stuff is new. And the manual lymphatic drainage and the Brazilian, and I'm about to do the pre and post-operative MLD. It has literally blown my mind. Yes, I trained in it years ago, but I've learned so much. And it's really, when I was on the training, I was like, oh wow, this is the gap. This is the treatment. If nobody does anything else but this is how to really elevate your practice. And it's very easy to train in. Yes, of course, you can go and do it at degree level, but that's actually not necessary. If you've got your core offering, which is maybe massage or coaching or whatever it is, this is quite easy to go and train in. So I will be doing courses in Yeovil in Somerset. You're welcome to come and join me if you're in the area. It's a 1-day course. You will have a level 3 practitioners. You become, you will get insured, and you can, once you've done your case studies, you have to obviously go and try practice on people. It's quite an easy routine to do. It's very easy on the body. So for those of you that have been massaging for years, that are like, I'm not sure I can keep giving this amount of energy to my treatments or physicality to my treatments, then MLD and this sort of thing, fascia is another one, Reiki is another one. These are the sort of treatments where actually for some of this you can sit down if you want. So yeah, as I say, you're more than welcome to join me, or go and find somebody that is offering it in your area. Doesn't need to be a huge expense. I think Gateways is about £185 for the day. It's not much at all. You'll learn loads. You'll get a treatment yourself. So you're looking at that price point wherever you are. For those of you in Spain or Canada, or I know some of you listen in the States, that's the sort of thing you're looking for. If you've trained in it already but you've forgotten, gen yourself up, as I said. Go and look at Google Scholar. There's books on it. There's plenty YouTube things on it. Just get some new moves and try different things on your friends and family before you go to your clients. It is a very, very powerful treatment. It will make people feel as if they've had, that way when you've had the flu for 5 days and then you have that lovely mental clarity after it. That's how I felt after it. Absolutely incredible. You may even start to specialise in it. I know that one person that was trained in London went on to, I think I spoke about in one of my last podcasts, went on to Harley Street and is charging a really fair good amount of money because it's so niche and it's so specialised, yet it's really easy for us to train in. So I hope that helps. I just wanted to share with you about the system and how, and I'm going to be sharing quite a lot about the training that I'm doing, so that hopefully it just gives you a little bit maybe inspiration or give you some ideas where you can say, right, okay, well, I quite fancy learning that actually. Or, God, I did that years ago. I've not used that. Maybe I'll bring it back out. It is, as I said at the beginning, it is the treatment of the moment. So everybody wants it, particularly the Brazilian. I also do that. That is a one-day course as well. So you, again, if you're interested in that, give me a shout or just look for somebody local to you that's offering Brazilian MLD. They are two completely different things. One is super soft, feather touch, very powerful. One's super fast, as I said already. So I will leave it there. And I would love to hear if you're trained in it, how you find it, if you're interested in training in it, if you maybe perhaps use it yourself. If you don't use it yourself, go and look for something on YouTube, or there's plenty of TikToks on a quick 5-10 minute routine that you can do every day to get that lymphatic system moving. You will see a huge uplift in your own health and your anxiety, your stress, your central nervous system will regulate, it will start to settle, you'll feel healthier, you will glow, you'll feel svelte, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're dropping a dress size or two, because I did. If you are going through menopause or oncology, then definitely look into this. So thank you for listening, and just a little note before we go, I would just like to share with you one little comment, which I love, which is healing isn't always about doing more. Sometimes it's about helping the body move and what it's been holding. And that's so true of the lymphatic system. That stagnant system is holding emotions and traumas and old cells and all sorts. And if we start moving that, you're going to start feeling, as are your clients, absolutely incredible. It is also the sort of treatment that people should have maybe once or twice a week. So it's something that is really going to build up that loyalty with clients as well. Like massage is sometimes seen more as a nice to have, whereas MLD is a pretty much must have, really. So I look forward to your comments, and thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Just a quick one before we go. If you have enjoyed this podcast, you'd like to connect with Erica and myself and be part of our community, Life Heal. We're on Instagram and on Facebook as the Life Heal Journey. We've also got a website where you can find lots of free resources, blog posts and things like that. You're more than welcome to look us up. It's www.lifehealjourney.com. We have a Facebook group with over 1,000 people in it and beautiful souls, and you're welcome to come in and have a look around and chat to people. That is Life Heal Lifestyle. And then finally, if you want to deep dive a bit more thoroughly, then we have lifehealuniversity.com, and that is our online platform, and it's a subscription platform. It's £27 a month, and you get lots of different courses, meditations, there's a book club, and it's just a little bit more serious than the Facebook group. So you're welcome to reach out to us in any way you like. There is a contact section on our website, so if you've got any questions, we love to connect with people. So feel free to message us, give us a shout with your story, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Just a quick one before we go. If you have enjoyed this podcast, you'd like to connect with Erica and myself and be part of our community, Life Heal. We're on Instagram and on Facebook as the Life Heal Journey. We've also got a website where you can find lots of free resources, blog posts and things like that. You're more than welcome to look us up. It's www.lifehealjourney.com. We have a Facebook group with over 1,000 people in it and beautiful souls, and you're welcome to come in and have a look around and chat to people. That is Life Heal Lifestyle. And then finally, if you want to deep dive a bit more thoroughly, then we have lifehealuniversity.com, and that is our online platform, and it's a subscription platform. It's £27 a month, and you get lots of different courses, meditations, there's a book club, and it's just a little bit more serious than the Facebook group. So you're welcome to reach out to us in any way you like. There is a contact section on our website, so if you've got any questions, we love to connect with people. So feel free to message us, give us a shout with your story, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.